Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy Fxtch here, back with a brand new YouTube video. We are on that daily upload grind. I've already said it, like, we're going crazy right now. Honestly, I can't really keep up with myself. And when I say daily upload grind, I mean I have missed like 2 days, but we move. But yeah, in today's video, we're going to be once again discussing optimal keybinds in Fortnite, as well as what binds specifically beginners should be using when playing the game. And yeah, I know I literally just made a full Fortnite settings guide where I in fact did show my keybinds, but that video was kind of long and I really didn't explain my binds too much. So in this video, I'm gonna go more in depth, yet try and just keep this as short and as simple as it possibly can be. If you go ahead to enjoy the video, the least you can do for me is drop a like. Literally takes 2 seconds out of your day and helps out so much more than you may think. You can always go the extra mile and also subscribe to the channel. As I mentioned, we're grinding out daily uploads right now, so you do not want to miss out on any of the content I have on the way. But without further ado, let's just hop straight into the video. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about exactly why optimal keybinds are so good and used by many pros right now. And I guess the best way to start with that would be to give you guys a definition of the term optimal. Optimal actually means best or most favorable. So if you have, for example, 2 or maybe even 100 options, the most optimal option would be the best out of all options available. So let's say I have to decide between maybe having my edit bind set to either E, F, or G. If the benefits of using F as my edit bind outweigh the benefits of either using E or G, where they can then be used elsewhere for a different bind, that means choosing F as my edit bind is overall the most optimal option. That may sound kind of complicated, but basically it creates a ripple effect onto all of your keybinds. If I use that example once again and I do happen to be using F as my edit key out of either E or G, as already mentioned, they can be used somewhere else and create further accessibility for other valuable binds in the game. Hopefully that makes some sense. Now may I also mention, what you want to do is take into consideration as to what you are looking to prioritize in Fortnite. So if you're looking to maybe prioritize your movement, so your WASD, maybe ESDF, upwards, left, down, and right movement, you'll want to have the majority of your build binds completely away from your keyboard and if possible on your mouse's side buttons, which most gaming mice will have, which then with just reworking a few binds, you can completely dedicate your entire keyboard just to movement, maybe even free up some space to even introduce double movement into your life, or just simply stick with the basic single movement and those 3 keys can be used for miscellaneous binds. Then your mouse can be used solely for building and mechanics. You can do that by using your 2 sideburns on your mouse for your builds. One button will be for your wall and the other can be for your stair. And now on the other hand, if you're looking to prioritize building over anything, what you'll need to do now is ask yourself if you are happy building using just your keyboard. Now this will be the option you guys with maybe lower end mice and no side buttons will have to go with, and in all honesty, that is never a bad thing. Having your building binds on your keyboard allows you to focus solely on just your keyboard and nothing much more than that. This is because your mouse will only then be used to basically just move your character's view. One way you can use keys on your keyboard to build as well as maintaining good movement would be to stick with the traditional WASD to do things such as moving forward, backwards, to the left or right, and then you can use the keys Q, E, R, T, F, or G for your builds, and will mean you are not stretching too far or struggling to reach your binds when attempting to build. Building is something you want to be able to do fairly fast in Fortnite. The game is only getting more and more competitive. People's mechanics are improving super fast right now, so if you are here struggling to maybe reach your floor or cone bind, for example, not only will that just make you generally a lot slower, it can also affect things such as your piece control along with that, as piece control requires both speed and reflex, and yeah, that is just never good. So now that has all been explained, I'm going to suggest some binds you can use which are extremely optimal, and then I'm going to show you what I actually use and why. So the binds I'm going to show you right now, I'm certain are used by Marin TM. I'm sure you all know him. If not, he's a very good player and content creator for Team Become Legends. I know at one point he did at least use these binds you can see right now on screen. These are the ones I'm suggesting you try out and give a chance. So if you cannot already see, these binds right here are for those who are looking to prioritize building over anything, and your wall and ramp you will have on your mouse side buttons, either mouse button 1 or 2. The way you have them round is all preference. Your floor here is actually on your keyboard instead of your mouse, and it's on shift key. I guess if you maybe have, I don't know, a G Pro wireless mouse which does have 4 side buttons, you can always keep the floor off your keyboard to further focus on your mechanics and set your floor to mouse button 3 as an alternative. Cone here is set to V. Again with this, if you do have 4 side buttons on your mouse, this could alternatively be binded to mouse button 4, and if you don't and you'd actually like to still free this key here, V, for something else, you can actually always change your code bind to literally anything as long as you limit it to either a thumb or index finger bind. So either a key you can easily press with your thumb or your index finger. And yeah, edit here, as you can see, is either E or F. You can find what is more comfortable for you with this. And another one which is completely subjective would be your pickup bind. Marin suggests here that you use scroll wheel up for this. I know a lot of pros are now hopping onto the scroll wheel pickup, such as Mongrel, Metro, and I think Tayson, all very reputable EU pro players who are actually using using this as their pickup bind now, and it proves to be super OP. So I guess you can take advantage of that where possible. But yeah, those are some binds I can suggest you can use, which for the most part are fairly optimal and will work very well for a ton of you. These binds allow for constant control of your movement, WASD keys, which does actually help with quick combination and snappy movement. This is because your wall and stair are on your mouse buttons, maybe even your cone and floor as well. This allows you to focus your main mechanics and pieces you'd usually use for techniques such as a Mongol classic to set them up just perfectly. And now what I'm going to do is show you my current keybinds and what I am using. As you can see for yourself, I am over on Fortnite. Now before we go into that, when looking at my binds in just a second, you may think to yourself, how in any way are these optimal? What you guys need to remember is at the end of the day, we all have our own opinions and preferences as to what may feel comfortable and what may not. For me personally, these binds I'm about to show you work super well and have done ever since I started playing Fortnite on keyboard and mouse back in like chapter 1 season 7. They're all very much accessible, and as I myself focus on movement over anything, now also beginning to practice using double movement binds as well. These keybinds I can confidently recommend to anyone looking for either a nice change, something refreshing, or those beginning to play keyboard and mouse and looking for binds you can easily learn. So yeah, here you go, all of my keybinds, you can see them here. These are my building binds, and then up here these are all my movement binds. I'm just gonna scroll down here. You can pause the video, copy them for yourself, give them a try, whatever you want. But what I'm going to do is also put them on screen so you can see them right here. You can see I have my wall and ramp on my mouse. Mouse button 1 is my wall, and then I have my stair as mouse button 2. That's just because I like having my stair further back on my mouse. And my other build binds are actually over on my keyboard, so I use floor as F, cone as T, and my trap is set to V. These are all very central to my movement, which is actually WASD and easy to access. Moving on, I have my edit set to G, so actually the default for Fortnite. I know that can be surprising for some. A lot of you guys have maybe small hands, maybe cannot reach the key G so easily. For me, I have fairly big hands and can reach that fine. It's comfortable and just works well. May I also mention, for those who may hate on this, maybe it's actually something to jump on. A lot of arguably the fastest editors and most mechanical players in the game actually do use G for their edit binds. I know Clicks and even Aries, who used to be signed to Misfits Gaming and is a mechanical demon, both use their G as edit, and literally look at them. And that is all for my binds basically. I do have my pickup set to E, which is actually also default, and I'm just fine using that. I might actually switch out for scroll roll pickup and hop on that train as well, who knows. But yeah guys, that is it for the video, all I have for you today. Again, this video is a guideline, and a guideline only for what binds I myself can suggest you use. A lot of it falls down to personal preference and liking what you feel is most optimal for you, but no matter what, there are things which always need to be taken into consideration when finding the right keybinds, and those things are highlighted within this video, and hopefully that helped you in one way or another. If it did, or you happen just to watch this far into the video, the least you can do for me is slap a like down below. That would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe, post notifications turned on, therefore you never miss an upload just like this. And yeah guys, that is all I have for you. I hope you all have an amazing day. It's been your boy Fxtch, and yeah, peace.